Charanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. ISKCON Founder BBT, Founder Srila Prabhupada Ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki. Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Ki. Bhakti Vedanta Purports Ki. Natai Go Premanande Hari Hari. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Sri Gauranga Gaur Premanande Hari Hari. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda I believe the sound may be improved, right? Because yesterday, no, don't interfere. Some devotees were saying they couldn't hear me clearly. Because maybe it's my voice also, I'm not sure. Is the sound okay, everyone? It's clear? Okay. So Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, this is Madhya Leela, chapter 9 entitled Lord Chaitanya's Travels to the Holy Places. And we're looking at texts 211 and 212 today. So they can do both texts there. Okay. Sitaya radito vanes Jaya Sita Aji Janat Tam Jahara Dasa Grivam Sita Vani Puram Gata Pariksha Samaye Vanim Chaya Sita Viveshasa Vani Sitam Samaneya Tad Purastad Aninayat. Mataji's? Sitaya, by Mother Sita, Aradita, being called for, Vane, the fire god, Chaya Sitam, the illusory form of Mother Sita, Aji Janat, created, Tam, her, Jahara, kidnapped, Dasagriva, the 10-faced Ravana, Sita, Mother Sita, Vanhipuram, to the abode of the fire god, Gata, departed, Parikshasamaya, at the time of testing, Vanim, the fire, Chaya Sita, the illusory form of Sita, Vivesha, entered, Sa, she, Vani, the fire god, Sitam, the original Mother Sita, Samaniya, bringing back, Tat Purastat, in his presence, Aninayat, brought back. Translation and one-line purport by Srila Prabhupada. When he was petitioned by Mother Sita, the fire god Agni brought forth an illusory form of Sita, and Ravana, who had 10 heads, kidnapped the false Sita. The original Sita then went to the abode of the fire god. When Lord Ramachandra tested the body of Sita, it was the false illusory Sita that entered the fire. At that time, the fire god brought the original Sita from his abode and delivered her to Lord Ramachandra. Purport is one line. These two verses are taken from the Kurma Purana. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Ajnananjana Shalakaya Yakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vya Evacha Patitanam pavanabhyo Vaishnavabhyo namo namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Generally, including a significant large population of India itself, they also feel that Lord Ramachandra and his pastimes are mythology. Mythology means somebody just created some nice story for children or something. Yeah. And the main reasons why they say like that, especially the Mayavadis or impersonalists, is that if Lord Ramachandra is the Supreme Lord, how can he be banished to the forest? Which is a good question. And generally they also criticize and say, if Lord Ramachandra is the Supreme Lord, then how come his wife was kidnapped? They criticize like that. Yeah. So we'll also answer more in detail these questions tomorrow. For today we focused on Mother Sita. In one lecture in Hawaii in March of 27, 1969, Srila Prabhupada said that nobody can be more renounced than God. Yeah. So the full, you could say, Purnam, the full Om Purnamadat Purnam, the full renunciation of God or the Supreme Lord is in the form of Lord Ramachandra, even more than Krishna in that sense. Okay? And Srila Prabhupada said nobody can be stronger than God. And Srila Prabhupada is using the word God in Hawaii because that's the only way people understand it at that time in 1969. See? Nobody can be wiser than God, and nobody can be more beautiful than God, and nobody can be more of a renouncer than God. A renunciate means completely detached. Yeah. So Srila Prabhupada said that Lord Ramachandra, he exhibited the quality of renouncing his entire kingdom in Ayodhya simply on the order of his father. And therefore he taught obedience to the father. Lord Ramachandra was not interested in giving up the kingdom. He was interested in being obedient to his father. So Prabhupada said that's a bigger lesson to learn. Obedient to the father. And Srila Prabhupada said that Lord Ramachandra could have argued, my dear father, simply for keeping your promise and being attached by the dictation, of a woman, you're doing this to me. Prabhupada said Lord Ramachandra could have argued that with his father, like that. And I'm your son, So Srila Prabhupada said, Ramachandra could have said, let us stop this right now. Everyone is expecting tomorrow that I'll be crowned, I'll be crowned There's my coronation. And also, my dear father, do you know all of these citizens in Ayodhya, they love me more than they love anyone else, including you. Yeah. That's what we normally do when we want to keep position, power and politics. We argue so many things. People want me, people love me, so many things like that, yeah. But Lord Ramachandra did not argue like that, Srila Prabhupada said in that particular lecture. So then thereafter, Lakshman, he said, my dear brother, Prabhupada says like that, will you please also take me? I am your constant attendant and constant companion. I must go with you. I must go with you. So then Lord Ramachandra said, if that is your desire, and it's voluntarily coming from you, and you want to come, then you can come with me. So this consciousness of Lakshman eternally serving Lord Ramachandra, and he was so happy. Lakshman was so happy that now he could be alone with his elder brother, like he used to serve as a constant attendant before the marriage. And when Mother Sita came into the scene, his service was taken away as the constant attendant, because he used to go and sort of rise Lord Ramachandra from bed in the morning, Mangala Aarti time. But now he can't do that. Mother Sita does that. So he felt he's getting his service again. See? But that was short-lived. When Mother Sita heard that Lakshman is going also to the forest, then she came and she said in a very affectionate way, my dear Pati, I am also going with you. If he can go, I am also going with you. Like that. Now note, Lord Ramachandra, he has renounced the entire kingdom, including the army, including the military force. See? And internally, he has also renounced his wife, Sita. Just see, who can be a greater renouncer than that? See? Even Krishna cannot renounce Radha. Even Krishna cannot renounce Rukmini. But Ramachandra did that. Yeah. So when Mother Sita came and requested that, in an affectionate way, I must go with you also. So he immediately said, you cannot go with me. It is very difficult, in the forest, and besides, your father, what he will think of me? You are a king's daughter, and you were brought up in such a nice way, and you are most beautiful. How will you live in the forest with me? Internally, he doesn't want to take her. Internally, he doesn't want to take her. But he's giving these valid reasons that you should not come. Like that. So then Sita said, oh, am I not your wife? And Ramachandra said, you are my wife. But Sita said, you are renouncing me. See? And then she said, even if you go to hell, I will also go to hell with you. Prabhupada says like this. That's it. Even if you go to hell, I will also go to hell with you. And Prabhupada said, this is ideal wife. This is ideal wife. But for ideal wife, there has to be ideal husband also. That goes together. Yeah, goes together. Yeah. Srila Prabhupada had one sister, Mother Pishima, Bhavatarini. She was initiated by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Yeah. And Srila Prabhupada, when she used to come to the home of Srila Prabhupada, you could see she was always very silent, quiet, and chaste. Then Srila Prabhupada used to ask her, and Srila Prabhupada used to also fight with her. And Srila Prabhupada used to say, if elder brother doesn't fight with sister, no juice, no ras. Fighting must be there. Like that. So Srila Prabhupada used to say, everything all right at home? Everything all right at home? Yeah. She says, yeah, everything all right. So why have you come? And she says, I can't spend time with you. You're my bhai, elder brother. Why are you asking such question? No, but you tell me, everything all right at home? Yeah. But everything was not all right at home. See? Because Srila Prabhupada knew that Pishima's husband was a debauchee. You know what's a debauchee? Yeah. He wasn't faithful to her. He was also breaking some of the regulative principles. He knew that, and she was suffering like anything in that home. But she says everything all right. Yeah. When Srila Prabhupada is relating this to his disciples in the West, he said, and my sister, she is still there. She is still there. She appears to be more chaste than Mother Sita. Why? Because husband is debauchee. She didn't go to father's house and stay with the children. She's still staying with him. See? And Srila Prabhupada said, by her chastity, Pishima's chastity, she will liberate her own husband. See? And Prabhupada said, that is the only reason she is staying with him. Now, that's another type of chastity. That I'm only staying with him because he can go back to Godhead also. Such a powerful personality, Mother Pishima, Bhavatarini. Very powerful personality. See? So here Sita is saying like this. Prabhupada is saying again like this. But Sita could have said otherwise. Sita could have said otherwise. Sita could have said, Prabhupada said to Lord Ramachandra, oh, your father has ordered you to go to the forest, but he did not order me. You can go. See? I shall go to my father's house, or shall remain here and live in royalty. So Prabhupada said, Sita could have said that very, very easily. And it's within Dharma. It's within Dharma. But Prabhupada said, Sita never said that. And he said, no. So therefore this is ideal wife. Even if my husband goes to hell, I go with him to hell. See? So Srila Prabhupada said, a person like Sita is prepared to accept any circumstances of the husband. Even if the husband doesn't have food to eat, she will not eat. like that. What's that word? Asamaksham? Asam? Chaste? Asamaksham? That word is a very deep word. Asamaksham, right? Chaste. Prabhupada used that word in another place. Yeah. Then Srila Prabhupada said that wife means better half. She must abide. Just like it is said, just like a shadow follows the reality. Similarly, the wife is the shadow of the husband. Wherever the husband goes, she must go. Whatever the husband wants, she must carry out. She cannot remain alone. She must accompany the husband even in the forest. In relation to Mother Sita. Very beautiful lecture in Hawaii. It says like that. Now, there's a problem here. And the problem here is that Lord Ramachandra was externally banished to the forest because he needed to go to the forest. That is where our dharma is, not in Ayodhya. See? Tomorrow we'll discuss that a little bit more, how Srila Prabhupada explains that. See? So people like to hear how Lord Ramachandra was banished to the forest, banished to the forest, banished to the forest, but they do not know why. They do not know why. And the problem here is that Lord Ramachandra did not expect Mother Sita to have this desire to also go with him. So there's a complication. It becomes complicated. So the evidence is here in the form of Lord Chaitanya. These two particular verses that are quoted from the Kurma Purana was given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to a wonderful Brahmana near Madurai, near the Kritamala river, because he was fasting till death. That how come my mother Sita, he was living in Ramachandra Leela. How come my mother Sita was taken away by Ravana? I cannot accept this and I cannot live knowing this. See, and when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard his great and depressed state and why he was so sorrowful and depressed and lamenting, so when Mahaprabhu went further to a temple of Lord Ramachandra, he was hearing the recitation of the Kurma Puran. These two particular verses are included of how Sita was not really kidnapped by Lord Ravana. Was not kidnapped. So when he came back and he delivered this manuscripts to this Brahmana, the Brahmana was so happy. And Prabhupada says here, his name is Ramdas Vipra. Patrapana Viprera Haila Ananditamana Prabhura Charane Dari Karaye Krandana. Ramdas Vipra was very pleased to receive the original leaf manuscript of the Kurma Puran. And he immediately fell down before the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and began to cry. Vipraka hetumi shakshad Sri Raghunandana Sanyasi Raveshamora Dila Darashana. Translation. After receiving the manuscript, the Brahmana, being very pleased, said, Sir, which means Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you are Lord Ramachandra himself and have come in the dress of a sannyasi to give me audience and also to deliver me from my unhappy condition and mental distress in the forthcoming verses. So this particular verse in relation to what happened here is that internally Lord Ramachandra didn't want Mother Sita to accompany him to the forest, because that is not why he appeared. See, internally. So somehow or the other, when he enters Lanka, Sita must not be there, because it's a fight. It's a fight. It's war. You cannot take woman on battlefield. See? You cannot take woman on battlefield. It's part of dharma. So something must happen. Something must happen to Mother Sita. So therefore, in this particular verses from the Kurma Puran, which I had looked at and researched from the Kurma Puran itself, it says, if a chaste woman regularly engages in the service of an ideal husband, she certainly frees herself from all kinds of sinful reactions. Indeed, she can surmount all kinds of difficulties, not only in this life, but life after life. You know? A wonderful example in the Kurma Puran is mentioned about our Mother Sita. Due to Sita's chastity, the great demon Ravana was destroyed. See? But how is it that apparently that Ravana touched Sita, pulled her by the hair? That means she's not chaste anymore. She's not chaste anymore. But it's very clear, due to her chastity, Ravana was destroyed. See? So therefore, when Ravana desired to enjoy Sita, and desiring to kidnap Sita, we know he utilizes his mystic powers in the form of an ascetic or Brahmana. So Sita, understanding the purpose of this evil Rakshasa, understanding the purpose of this evil Rakshasa, she decided to purify herself then and there. Then and there. And therefore she summoned fire. She summoned fire, Agni. See? But Agni, he didn't want to come. Because he also cannot touch Sita. He cannot touch Sita. He is a demigod. And he knows that. But Sita is petitioning. So Agni, he's kind of, you could say, in one sense, I want to serve the mother of the universe, but at the same time I cannot touch her. But this other man, this Rakshasa, Ravana, wants to touch her. But I don't want to touch her. So that's how the demigods are devotees. And that's how the demons are not devotees. See? So he became full of anxiety. Agni. Because Sita said, fire. She has to purify her consciousness by looking at this fellow, Ravana. And that's only through fire. See? Then Agni, while he was in anxiety of I have to go and serve Mother Sita, he began perspiring. When you're in anxiety, you perspire. But at the same time, there's no perspiration can exist in fire. It can be evaporated. See? So therefore, we could see that the desire of Sita knowing what's the intention of Ravana according to Kurma Puran, to bring Agni Dev to take her away, is giving anxiety to Agni Dev also. And normally Agni Dev is never in anxiety because he is fire personified. But how come he's perspiring? And in that perspiration of anxiety, only one person can help him. You know? Only one person can help him. Swaha, Swaha, Swaha. That is his consort. The consort or the better half of Agni Dev is Mother Swaha. See? So she appeared. My dear Pati, problem? Yes. Your origination, from who you came from, is asking for some service from me, but I cannot touch. I cannot touch. So I said, problem solved. I am an expansion of Mother Sita. So I sit on your lap. Let us go. So unseen by Mother Sita, but seen by Agni, Swaha goes. See? And that is how Agni takes. Agni takes Mother Sita to his abode on the lap of Swaha. So there's no issue. There's no issue. Swaha can be touched by Agni and Mother Sita can be touched by Swaha. So there's no issue. So that's how she went to Agni's abode, Mother Parvati. So at that time, when she was on Swaha, unseen, but more seen on Agni, at that time a subtle form emerged from the kund. It's called a household fire. It's like a yagya kund at that time. Because that's also Agni. So a subtle form emerged from that fire in such a way that Ravana could not see Sita going, but that form emerged from that fire and it replaced the original Sita with Chaya Sita, which is in these verses. See? And that Chaya Sita, or Abbas Rupa, was taken away by Ravana. See? Now the difficulty is that most people, including in India, they always like to see drama. You know drama? How Sita is kidnapped by Ravana. They even make movies about this, films about this. They don't say the real thing because they do not know who Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is. Even in Ram Lila Katha, all over India, by those who are not devotees, they really, everyone likes to hear this part of how Ravana comes and kidnaps Sita. See? So when Srila Prabhupada heard about this, how everyone likes to hear that, he said, yes, because everyone are like Ravanas and they like to see what they are doing themselves in a drama. So there's no purification, there's no purification. It's a nice drama because I do the same thing, especially the men. Like that. Nobody really becomes purified from all these big kathas all over India by those who are not really Vaishnavas and followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay. And how is it they don't really become purified also? Because they are not induced to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. They come and hear katha and they go back. There's no purification. We must induce people eventually through any discourse or shastra to come to the point eventually of chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So then they become purified. And that only comes from Vaishnavas, mainly, in the followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now, it appears that Lord Ramachandra was acting like a hen-pecked husband after Sita was apparently taken away by Ravana. It appears like that. Right? And Srila Prabhupada nicely explains this as Vipralamba Bhav. As Vipralamba Bhav. Lord Ramachandra internally knew about the arrangement that Sita has not to be there in the scene when he's entering Lanka. So she has to be somewhere else. He knows that. But despite knowing that, he was feeling so much separation from Sita, that is called Vipralamba Bhav. Prabhupada explains this in the 9th canto actually, of the Pastimes of Lord Ramachandra. Yeah. And I can read that for you. Prabhupada says that the situation of Lord Ramachandra is spiritual, for he does not belong to the material world. This is the 10th chapter of the 9th canto, the purport of text 11. Narayana Paravyaktat. Narayan is beyond the material creation. Because he is the creator of the material world, he is not subject to the conditions of the material world. The separation of Lord Ramachandra from Sita is spiritually understood as Vipralamba, which is an activity of the Ladini potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, belonging to the Shringar Ras, the mellow of conjugal love in the spiritual world. In the spiritual world, the Supreme Personality of Godhead has all the dealings of love, displaying the symptoms called Sattvika, Sanchari, Vilap, Murcha and Unmada. When Lord Ramachandra was separated from Sita, all these spiritual symptoms were manifested. The Lord is neither impersonal nor impotent. Rather, he is Satchidananda Vigraha, the eternal form of knowledge and bliss. Thus, he has all the symptoms of spiritual bliss. Feeling separation from one's beloved is also an item of spiritual bliss. Very carefully, Srila Prabhupada says in this purport that when Lord Ramachandra was separated from Sita, Srila Prabhupada doesn't say that Ravana separated Sita from Lord Ramachandra. He never says that. He says when Lord Ramachandra was separated from Sita, because he understands that Ravana did not take her away. He was just feeling that she is away now and I'm feeling separation from her. See? And that evidence is here from Ramdas Vipra. That you are Lord Ramachandra himself and have come in the dress of a sannyasi to give me audience. Because we know the form of Sadbhuj. The form of Sadbhuj. And what is that form? It's three personalities in one. It's Lord Krishna with the flute, Lord Ramachandra, bow and arrow, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with the Kamandalo, mendicant, as a sannyasi. See? So the sannyasi, he knows Lord Ramachandra and he knows Krishna. But Krishna does not know Lord Ramachandra, and Lord Ramachandra does not know Krishna, because they are separated in terms of the lila. You know, Lord Ramachandra does not wander in Vraj Mandala. Although there may be some places of a type of bridge there in Bandiravan and so forth, right? Some that area? Yeah. That may be there. And although Mother Yasoda will tell stories about Vamanadev, Varahadev to Krishna, he doesn't know that, that's himself. Yeah. But a sannyasi knows. A sannyasi knows. So therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the consciousness of a sannyasi knows that in this Kurma Puran that is being recited here, that Sita was never taken away by Ravana. But there's a higher arrangement of why Sita was taken away and why the illusory form of Ravana, at least of Sita, was taken away by Ravana. Yeah. And in that same Kurma Puran, after killing Ravana in this great battle, Lord Ramachandra was not united with the illusory Sita. He was not united with the illusory Sita because he had some doubt that this is not my wife, this is not Mother Sita. So understanding the consciousness of Lord Ramachandra, that illusory Sita, Chaya Sita or Maya Sita or Abhas Rupa Sita, entered the fire. But how did she enter the fire? There was no fire. See? If you remember Lakshman Rekha, you know this Lakshman Rekha? Yeah. So when Lakshman took out an arrow, and he, shot that arrow onto Bhumi, Mother Earth, who is the mother of Sita. Like that. Fire comes up. Lakshman Rekha, fire comes up. Because anyone comes from the external side, from the Bahiranga side, fire will come. From the Antaranga, no fire. From inside, no fire. From outside, fire. So that fire will come. See? So, when Sita, illusory, Maya Sita, decided to commit suicide in Lanka after Ravana was killed, so fire has to be there. So Lord Ramachandra motioned without speaking to Lakshman, fire. Light fire. Lakshman knew why. See? And at that time he took vow, no more younger brother again. No more younger brother again. So in the next appearance he took birth as, he appeared as Balaram. Yeah. Because it was such a, he can't do this, it's difficult for him. Yeah. But he took that same arrow that created the Lakshman Rekha, that was meant to protect Sita, apparently, externally. He took that same arrow and now he's shooting into the earth and fire came. Now he's meant to destroy that Sita. That Lakshman Rekha was meant to protect Sita. Now the same arrow Ramachandra is saying, destroy. Very difficult for him, difficult service, but he was very obedient and followed every order and instruction of Ramachandra. So he shot that same arrow that had created the Lakshman Rekha and now created fire. So illusory Sita entered. Agni Dev with Swaha and Mother Sita entered the fire. It's non-different. And then actual Sita came out. So this is the service of Agni Dev. And when the actual Sita came out, everyone was like amazed. Because they don't know the illusory Sita was burned. And then Agni Dev himself humbly begged and pleaded Lord Ramachandra to accept Sita because she's the most chaste. And she's never become blemished at all. That way. So the evidence is from Lord Chaitanya as a sannyasi in the Sadbhuj form. In the Sadbhuj form. That Lord Ramachandra knew what he was doing, at the same time he was feeling separation from actual Sita. From actual Sita. So that's the evidence of the chastity of Sita. Someone should do a drama like this, of proving that Mother Sita is eternally chaste, never touched by Ravana. It will change the minds and the consciousness of all these other so-called debauchees of this world. Okay, so let's hear some words of wisdom from His Holiness Radharaman Swami Maharaj. Now, we have about 10 minutes, 9 o'clock you finish, yeah? Don't ask question, please. Just purify me.
Hare Krishna. About
Increase volume here.
About Chaya Sita, or otherwise called Maya Sita. Of course, Valmiki ji doesn't talk about this topic at all from beginning to end. But there are other authors for Ramayana, Ramayana Leela. They are very nicely described many places that when Surpanakha was disfigured,
Suparnaka was disfigured.
And then Lord Ramchandra, he could understand that something I have to display, some horrible pastime. So he requested Mother Sita, it is not very much pleasing pastime and I could not keep you with me.
Mm-hmm.
So why not for time being,
take holiday.
You take shelter of Agnidev. Reside in his abode or in his custody.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mother Sita very humbly accepted, okay, this is very nice. And then she entered. He entered in the Agni, fire god, in the presence, and externally she manifested her
child.
So agreement was made during that time when Surpanakha was disfigured, right after a few days. And but actually, when she was postponing, I have to do after her do. But one point when Ravana came, as soon as she saw Ravana coming in the hermitage of Lord Ramchandra's kuti, immediately she summoned Agnidev. Now it is proper time, please be present here. And Agnidev accepted the invitation, he took her in his charge, and Mother Sita manifested. And about also when pariksha, testing the purity, chastity of Mother Sita in Lanka. This incident took place in Lanka.
Yes.
Entering in fire, Mother Sita here, very near, we are sitting next to the city. Where they say hardly 200 kilometers away from here, bank of Godavari, there is very celebrated city of Maharashtra. Nasik. Nasik, their location where Mother Sita entered, or summoned fire god. And all the way, very away from here, Lanka, in Lanka, when testing was taking place at that time, both way description that Maya Sita or Chaya Sita was burned, but actually also some description that real Sita and the so-called Maya Sita or Chaya Sita, they merged together.
Yeah, they came together. Yeah. Good.
However, for some reason, Valmiki ji, who considered to be the original author of the Ramayana, at least in beginning part, he doesn't talk about this. That is reason why there's such a elevated Brahmana in South India who has such a fortune to have Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as his own guest.
Yes.
Such a high, he was not aware with this pastime about Chaya Sita and Maya Sita.
Yes.
Such a highly personality, great personality, great devotee of Lord Ramchandra. But he was also not known with this fact. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has to take trouble to convince him.
Yes.
So that is very nice, this pastime.
Yes.
Of course, Chaitanya Charitamrita describes about Chaya Sita and Maya. Very. First Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited the Brahmana house first time, and he was very much unhappy. He fed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sumptuously, nicely, but he himself was fasting.
Yes.
And first time when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could not convince him, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left the house, went all the way from, we went to the Rameswaram, and in Rameswaram some Brahmana was sitting together, they are describing the pastime of Lord Ramchandra. Of course, topic was Kurum Puran, discussion about Kurum Puran. So somewhere Brahmana was there, Katha was going on, Katha of Kurum Puran. Out of respect for the Katha, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also went there and said, and then he listened this pastime. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told the Brahmanas, please copy this verse, particular verse.
Yes.
And again from Rameswaram,
He came
Chaitanya
back
Mahaprabhu visit back to the Brahmana house in Madurai, which is approximate 100 miles away from. They have to back again, return back, took a U-turn, and he delivered this verse, and the Brahmana was convinced and became happy. So I say that even the, as you are mentioning, many people doesn't know that majority of the Indian people, even they're supposed to know all the culture and information.
Yes.
Still many people don't know. So even that Brahmana was not aware.
Yes, yes.
And the reason that original author of Ramayana, Valmiki, at least in beginning part, he has not mentioned about this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Thank you very much. All right, I think probably, do we have time for one question? Or? So there's two hands up. Who's younger? You younger. Okay, the younger one.
Maharaj, as you mentioned the Prabhupada's lecture of March 27 Hawaii lecture, in this it is mentioned that just like shadow follows, wherever the husband goes, she must go. And in Canto 9, Chapter 10, verse 11, Prabhupada writes that according to the moral instructions, Grihe Narim Vivarjayet, when one goes on a tour, one should not bring his wife. So when we are in a situation when both sides of an argument can be proved from scriptures, so how to take a decision based on scriptures?
Are you married?
No.
No. So why are you asking this question? Because you want to get married?
No.
You want to know when to take the wife and when not take the wife?
Taking this as an...
No. It is clear that when the husband is going on a tour or the father is going out of home, he doesn't take the wife. So Ramachandra tried to follow that. You understand? But it is also clear that Sita wanted to go with him and she gave valid reasons according to Dharma Shastra why she should go with him. So therefore he said, okay, you come. But then as Maharaj was saying about the Supanaka pastime, then Ramachandra requested that at one time, you should perform some vrat, some austerity also. But it was austere for him also to be separated from Sita. For it was austere for both. So therefore he was feeling this vipralamba bhav. See? So you have to be a little careful when you ask a question where we comparing ourselves in Grihastha ashram to Sita and Mother Sita and Lord Ramachandra. It's a little different. See? So Lord Ramachandra's pastime is within the Lila Shakti or pastime potency of the Lord. Whereas, our Grihastha ashram in the material world is not under the Lila Shakti or pastime potency of the Lord. See? So therefore, if you want to know how to really follow in the Grihastha ashram, then you have to consult persons who are experienced in the Grihastha ashram. That is called Vanaprasthas. See? I don't have any experience as a Vanaprastha. Because from Brahmachari I went straight into sannyas, like His Holiness Radharaman Maharaj also. So we don't have that kind of experience. See? But that experience is a purification on the relative platform to come to the absolute platform. But Lord Ramachandra's pastimes is not on the relative platform, is always on the absolute platform. So we can follow but not imitate. At the same time, we cannot really compare. You getting it? Yeah. But you shouldn't worry about those things now. You're a young boy, You should just be concerned about giving this one life to Krishna. See? Understand? That okay? Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki. Shri Shri Radha Rasa Bihari Lalita Vishakat ki. Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki. Shri Ram Nami Maha Motsava ki. So remember that Maharaj, His Holiness Radharaman Maharaj, he gives classes in the evening in Hindi on the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra. So if you have time, please attend. It's in the Mandapa Hall. It begins at 7:30 after the Gaura Arati. His Holiness Radharaman Swami Maharaj ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vranda ki. Jai Go Premanande.